South Africans and xenophobia. Are South Africans xenophobic? The answer is no. And let me explain. Because there is nothing wrong with demanding law and order. South Africans just want law and order. But then there's this whole confusion of saying, oh, South Africans hate other African immigrants and they want them out, and all these other stories that are being created around it. Here is exactly what most people are not understanding. Also, South Africans themselves don't really understand what's going on here. You see, most illegal immigrants in South Africa that are coming from African countries are coming from banana republics with completely dysfunctional governments and really shitty countries and dysfunctional shitty cities. So when they look at Johannesburg, CBD, the way it is right now in its shitty state, they don't see anything wrong with that. And then when you come out and say, oh no, we think there's something wrong with what you're doing here, the type of businesses you're running, there's no order, you're not accountable, and you're making the streets really look dirty, they think you're hating because they have never really known order. And one of the mistakes that the government of South Africa has done, this is also a problem in Europe right now. They let immigrants from all the broken countries, they let them in their country without any formal training of how they should be conducting themselves whatsoever, or at least a test when they're applying for a visa or something like that. And now this has created this bigger problem. And it's so unfair right now that people can look at South Africans and blame them of xenophobia when there is clear evidence of pressure in the public service, from the hospitals, from the schools, from pretty much everything. Because what happens is most of the illegal immigrants, they benefit from the public service, for all the public services, but they contribute very little because they are unaccountable. They're not in the system. So they take all the good stuff, and then when it's time to pay up, they don't really participate in the paying stuff because they're in this gray area where they can choose to participate in the economy legally. They can also just choose to opt out. And this gives them a very unfair advantage. But there is this problem in Africa where you're not supposed to call out problems when they appear simply because of skin color. There's this whole stupid Pan-Africanist narrative that people like to parrot. But these are our sisters and brothers. Yeah, sure, but they also have to still be accountable. You cannot just watch cities being destroyed and crime rising, and then you just have to keep quiet simply because they're your brothers and sisters. Let me tell you something also. You have to understand that skin color is not enough for creating some form of alliance.